Good morning to you, Charleston. 5 a.m. right now on your Tuesday, April 9th. Great to be with you. I'm John Bruce. There's been another arrest in connection with one of those New Year's Day shootings in North Charleston. Hakeem Reeves now charged with accessory after the fact of attempted murder. Charleston County dispatchers tell us police investigating a stabbing in North Charleston. We're still waiting for more information on that, but we could tell you it happened in the area of Dorchester Road just after 4 o'clock this morning. It's another first in the Ebola outbreak. The virus is now spread outside Africa, and the crisis is causing the White House to declare the Ebola battle a top national security priority. All right, back to that breaking news out of Watertown, Massachusetts, everybody. We're now learning that one of the marathon suspect bombers is indeed dead. New this morning, evidence a man tried just about everything to escape an upstate house fire. Authorities say that man was found bloodied and passed out in a Spartanburg home. He had cuts on his hands and arms from trying to break windows to escape the flames. Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid is shelving a series of proposed gun measures instead of putting them up for a final vote. It's May 28th, also National Burger Day.
Yes, I want a burger.
Yeah, everybody going to celebrate that.
Sounds good about that. Can I transform this candy bar into a burger?
If you could, I would hire you for whatever job you wanted.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, Tessa, good morning. We just wrapped up a press conference with the Charleston County Sheriff's Office about a half hour ago. They tell us, as you said, this scene at the Gardens Apartments is now clear. A lot of the roadways around Carriage Lane have since reopened. I want to give you a live look right now. You can see that there are still a couple of cruisers inside that apartment complex where that shooting went down. Of course, one officer dead, another still seriously injured at MUSC this morning. What we have learned from officials is that they said that the residents that live here are allowed to go back in right now, and the streets are beginning to clear. A lot of that personnel and all of those units are starting to move back and go home for the day, albeit a very solemn morning for the law enforcement community here in the Low Country. We can also tell you right now that the coroner's office will be releasing more information. There is a news conference set for noon today, and that all information will be coming from the coroner's office. We still have no word on the well-being of that suspect. But I want to bring in my colleague Valencia Wicker right now. She's been on the scene throughout the morning. And Valencia, you were here when all of this was going down, when police were responding. So tell us what you saw. This all started about 1 a.m. this morning down at 213 East Bay Street. That's the home of several bars and nightclubs, including Light, Squeeze, Speakeasy, and another. Now, what happened is firefighters went in there. They got the call at about 12:45. They went in, found heavy smoke and fire inside the first floor. They made their way up to the second story of that structure and found even more smoke, even more flames. Had to then evacuate the building and go into defensive modes. The video up right there, you can see the smoke and flames just pouring out here in Charleston's historic district. Once they got the ladder trucks up, they began pouring water down onto the roof of 213 East Bay Street. Right now, we have confirmed that that roof has partially collapsed. Behind me right now, live pictures, I can see some firefighters up on the roof of the adjacent buildings. Right now, they are doing some inspection, but we have learned that the roof of 213, the home of those bars and nightclubs, has indeed collapsed. Some good news to report. No one was hurt, but firefighters, we're told, did go door to door at some of the adjacent buildings to try and get people out of those buildings. We saw a large crowd gathered on the steps of the Customs House, a familiar landmark here in Charleston. A lot of people just watching the firefighters fight this massive blaze. When we were coming over here at about 2 o'clock this morning, we could actually see the smoke rising up from all the way back on the Ravenel Bridge. So quite a massive fire. Another great thing we can report, according to Mike Gelazza, the fire marshal, is that none of the adjacent buildings were affected. They poured some water down on that to try and keep the sides of those buildings cold so that the flames could not get in. We're not sure about any damage to those adjacent buildings, but we have been told that there is no fire damage. Still no word about the smoke or the flames, but definitely some great news coming out of here. Again, no one was hurt. A lot of the residents that we did speak with that were out here in the early morning hours have gone back around to their homes or to friends' houses to try and get some rest and make sure that they can get on with their lives. Right now, we're set up along Highway 64, Beals Highway, and I-95, which is still open right now. I want to take a live shot right there. You can see some traffic moving right now. We just saw DOT crews go by this road about 2 minutes ago. They were spraying some of that brine solution and some salt and sand down. Still, all the roads here in Colleton County open for the most part. Now, we got here about 2:30 this morning. I want to show you some video of our trip through town. This was expected to be obviously the worst of that icing because it's on that line, that freezing rain line right there. We got to Main Street just about 2:30 this morning. The waterfall is still working. That has has not frozen over just yet. As we made our way through town, we stopped. You could see the temperature was about 30 degrees. We saw that on a bank sign. And then we came here closer to 95. As we did that, we saw those SCDOT crew members kind of gathering, getting ready for their 12-hour shift outside a gas station here. They were getting their coffee, getting ready, and spreading those salt along the roads, of course. Then that's when we saw some of the travelers coming from the north starting to make their way off the 95 exit here in Walterboro. The cars started coming in. We could see the layers of ice accumulating on those cars. A lot of the travelers that we spoke with said that they had been coming down from the northeast or northern parts of the state, the upstate, obviously the Midlands as well. And that's where they saw the freezing rain already this morning. It caked on their cars. It came fast. It came furious. We spoke to one gentleman who was on his way from New York City to Miami, and he had to pull off because he said it was a close call.
It was just behind us. I could see all the lights behind us slowing down. So we literally were probably a minute or two ahead of the worst part of it.
So lucky right now to have made it here.
Lucky right now, yeah. Can't wait to get to Miami.
I think that's a sentiment that we can all certainly agree with at this moment. Again, right now, we've just got some steady rain. Haven't seen any of the freezing stuff here in Walterboro, although, as you saw on that video of the cars that we just showed you, it is just to the north of us. We're not sure his condition one more time. As we told you a bit earlier in this live report, they did say that it was difficult to get to that victim and that, of course, they're going to be updating us on his condition throughout the morning. So back here live in Hanahan. That scene has cleared. The roads are open right now, so no traffic troubles to worry about this morning if you do live in this quiet neighborhood. Of course, we're going to try and get an update on that gentleman's condition, as well as try and survey the damage here on Leon Court. Governor Nikki Haley is heading our way this morning. We're told that the governor will be speaking at an aerospace manufacturing conference at the Charleston Place Hotel. That conference itself will bring together leaders of major manufacturers to talk about advancements and trends within that industry. Meanwhile, leaders of Dorchester School District 2 will be talking dollars and cents tonight. It's your chance to chime in as well. The board will take your comments about the budget for the upcoming school year. That meeting starts at 6 o'clock inside Somerville High School. Perhaps there's nothing more painful than paying taxes than getting swindled in the process. The scammers, they're out there preying on the vulnerable, and the IRS says protecting you and your refunds is a top priority. ABC's Richard Davies has today's tax tip new this morning. With eyes wide open, arms outstretched, little legs kicking, these kids are learning how to stay afloat in the face of certain danger. Infant swimming resource instructor Clint Avery spends his days teaching toddlers how to stay alive.
We call it the swim, float, swim technique. Children will swim face down, eyes open, roll to the back, float, catch your breath, and continue swimming.
On the surface, it sounds easy, right? Avery likens the process to learning how to crawl. Babies just inherently know how to do it. They just need to learn proper posture to hold their breath and turn over. Going under, breathing on their backs, to swimming to safety.
Good job, Avery.
It's an extra layer of protection against what Avery calls any parent's nightmare scenario.
We have a pond behind us and we have a fence, but you never know. And I was always worried that she would just fall into it.
A pool is deadlier than a loaded gun in a house. Not to mention all these new neighborhoods have man-made ponds. We have 2 large ponds or lakes just in the low country. We have rivers and we have a humongous Atlantic Ocean.
Mix one of those abundant bodies of water with a child's natural curiosity, and you have the recipe for disaster.
It is so easy to slip away and they can fall in that water. It only takes seconds to get away and only minutes to drown. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, about 70% of all accidental fall-ins happen while a child is being watched by at least 2 adults. And it's the lessons learned right here in this pool that Avery says could help save your child's life.
It really just gives you chills to think that you could be there. You think someone else is watching your kid, you step away for a second and the worst happens.
That's why parents like Erica Sprati are making sure their kids know exactly what to do if they fall in.
Our neighborhood has a pool. We live near the marsh and plenty of different ponds, and my parents have a pool at their house and live right on the Wando River. So we feel like our kids are constantly exposed to the water.
At 10 months old and just a few lessons in, little Louisa is already floating on her back and breathing on her own.
Good job.
It just makes me feel so reassured. I wondered myself, is she too young? But when I see her in the water, I really know that we made the right decision.
It is a surreal moment. No matter what the child starts off as, the end result is they're going to prevent themselves from drowning. The parents get choked up. I get choked up. It is a wonderful experience, and to know that every day I go to work, I'm preventing another child from drowning.
Nikki Cates and her daughter Emmy are back for a one-week refresher course.
They understand that there are dangers in water, which is something that kids aren't born with an understanding of. So this teaches them the fun and the safety aspect.
With a certain emphasis on the fun.
My favorite part was when I spin into the ball.
Avery says with individual personalized lessons and over 800 testimonials from kids who saved themselves from drowning, the method is proven.
It is the best email I ever get when a parent sends that note to tell me thank you for this program and for these skills, because their child prevented themselves from getting out of the water.
An effort, Avery says, to keep just one more child from going under. And hoisting these boxes off the boat and onto waiting trucks below. A task he takes great pride in.
We are very competitive, and so being competitive brings about pride, knowing that we are, I would say, the backbone of the Ports Authority. And so each one of us have their hand in building a legacy for the port and building a legacy for our family, so there's a lot of pride.
From what he calls his private penthouse in the sky, a room with a view of the Wando River, this motivated mover is able to hoist nearly 400 crates a day, emptying up to 4 of these container ships in a single shift, all with the touch of a joystick and a few simple buttons.
The red light tells me if I'm seated on the box. Green light is unlocked, the yellow light is locked. You see, once I land on this next box, the green light will stay illuminated, the red light goes out to say that I'm down.
If it sounds complicated, that's because it is. A big box with a big margin of error. Nell broke it down for us in a way even we could understand.
It's almost like playing a game of baseball, PlayStation or Xbox, whatever you have. Seeing the pitch come, you just have to know before the pitch comes to you if it's something that you can hit or not.
150 feet above the Port of Charleston at the Wando Wells Terminal, you can see this is simply a symphony of calculated movements. And these crane operators are so good at it, they can take one of those containers from ship and put it on a truck in about 47 seconds. And with funding now in place to deepen Charleston's harbor, the hardworking men and women of the SC State Ports Authority say they're ready to ramp up production.
Deepen harbor means bigger ships, means more work. When you think about the economy, it helps my family. We welcome it. The cranes are big enough to handle them. The ships is coming in, so we welcome any challenge that will come our way.
And while it seemed like a repetitive task from the ground, Nell says no two moves are the same. What drives them? Healthy competition to be the best.
This is a job where you can push yourself, where you can make a big mistake, or you can just sit back and just be mediocre. But so everybody wants to be the best. Everybody wants to be the rooster.
Making the Port of Charleston the most efficient operation in the Southeast, a point of pride, lowering the boom on this tough economy. Chef Kim here with a mouth-watering chicken and pineapple salad recipe, perfect for this warm weather. Chef, welcome back.
Thank you.
I feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
It's been a while.
Summertime. Let's get into it because I want a treat.
Okay, so, you know, those gorgeous days we're talking about what happened outside.
Yes.
And you don't want to spend all day and every day at the grill. You want to spend some time. So when I cook on the grill, I cook for like 2 days worth.
That makes sense.
I'm cooking a couple of meals because I don't want to spend my whole holiday weekend in front of a 300 degree.
I want to go in the pool and
there
do
you
other
go.
stuff.
And I want to join the family, join the friends, and have some fun.
Yeah.
So what I'm taking is the leftover chicken that I've grilled when I did the whole massive, you know, whatever, burgers, dogs, sausages, ribs, whatever I put on the grill. I'm going to have some leftover chicken.
Sure. And so, this looks good already.
When things look good, they tend to taste even better than what they are.
All right, so I'm going to mix that up for you?
Yeah, mix that up. And we're going to throw in a nice...
Oh, that southern staple, right?
Little mayonnaise.
A little dollop of that.
You know, if you want to, you can also just skip the mayonnaise and go with the balsamic too.
Oh, that works.
That would work.
Okay.
So stir that together.
Yes, can do.
And for those who don't like the mayonnaise or want to cut the fat altogether.
Can you do like an oil and vinegar mixture as well? Kind of
yeah. Take it with you. You can make sandwiches. You can put it in a bowl. People can do themselves.
Well, let's see how you plated it, because I'm just simply making a mess. But over here, you have some finished creations.
So if you want to do like a little bruschetta kind of thing, a little tapenade, just put it in a bowl, or just make a little so people can munch on it during the day while they're in and out. You got company coming, whatever. Just
look
put
at
it
that.
out.
That looks spectacular.
All
right, everybody, we hope you had a wonderful time here on Low Country Live and you're enjoying your holiday. If you are heading out to the beach, please remember plenty of sunscreen.
Yep.
And don't go too far out. It could be dangerous.
And don't drink and drive. Have a designated driver.
That's true.
Have fun. Enjoy your day off if you're off. And if you're working, hey, it's overtime.
Thanks for laboring.
You like that?
Yeah. I didn't tell you that I saw a shark on the beach last week.
John Bruce.
Yeah, I did.
How big was it?
Big.
Oh, gosh. Well, never mind. Yeah. Okay. Well, enjoy the rest of your day. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and at abcnews4.com. Have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Bye-bye, everybody.